Welcome back to the Car 247, where cars aren't just machines, they're living, breathing extensions of the driver. But today, I want to hit you with a real question. Are we living through the final era of cars that actually talk to us? Not the fastest, not the flashiest, but the ones that send messages straight through the steering wheel, the ones that feel alive under your hands. Because let's be honest, modern cars have become rocket ships on wheels. They're quicker, cleaner, safer, but they're also heavy, muted, and buried under layers of software that decide how much of the road you are allowed to feel. You press the throttle, and a computer decides what you meant. You turn the wheel, and an algorithm filters the response. Everything is efficient, but nothing is visceral anymore. And yet, somehow, a tiny handful of rebels are still out there. Cars built by people who refuse to let driving become a sanitized touchscreen experience. Cars that fight back. Cars that reward precision, punish laziness, and make your pulse spike the moment the tires bite into the asphalt. These are the machines that feel alive. And if you've ever driven something that truly talks to you, you already know exactly what I mean. Are they the last? Maybe. Because the way the auto industry is moving, these cars shouldn't even exist anymore, and yet they do. And the wild part? The real last driver's car might already be in front of us, hiding in plain sight, overlooked by most people chasing horsepower and touchscreens. But to figure out which cars still carry that spark, you have to start with the ones that refuse to evolve in the wrong direction. If there's one car that refuses to let modern driving die, it's the Mazda MX-5. A tiny machine with a giant purpose. Remind the world what real driving actually feels like. See, the MX-5 doesn't care about horsepower wars or giant touchscreens. It follows a different code. A brutal, honest code. Lightweight first, feel first, driver first. You don't operate this car, you wear it. One turn of the wheel and you feel the road crawl straight into your palms. That's not some poetic exaggeration, that's physics. Mazda revised the steering, tightened up the rack, and added a sharper limited slip differential, and suddenly the car started speaking a language almost every other modern car has forgotten. You jab the throttle, it responds instantly. Not with overwhelming force, but with clarity. Because that's the secret most people miss. The MX-5 isn't about power, it's about purity. It rewards clean inputs like a coach who's sick of excuses. You're smooth? It flows with you. You're sloppy? It exposes you instantly. No mercy. Most cars today hide your mistakes behind stability control, fake engine sounds, and software filters. The MX-5 does the opposite. It hands you the truth, unfiltered, and dares you to improve. Every bump, every shift, every tiny weight transfer, you feel it all. It's raw, it's personal, it's alive. And somehow, in a world drowning in sensors and driving modes, this little roadster still asks the only question that matters. Can you drive? But the wild thing? This level of connection, this feeling of the car breathing with you, doesn't require a convertible roof at all. Because the next one proves you can get the same electricity in a hardtop. If the MX-5 is the car that whispers the truth, the GR86 is the one that grabs your collar and makes you listen. This thing is a budget sports car built with zero budget car energy. It's the closest you'll get to driving the 90s again, not in looks, but in philosophy. Rear-wheel drive, low weight, manual gearbox. A chassis that behaves like it's allergic to boredom. The GR86 doesn't just turn in, it snaps into corners with a confidence most cars twice its price can't replicate. Sharp front end, crisp body control, a chassis that actually talks back to you when you push it. Every movement is clean, honest, deliberate. Exactly what a driver's car should be. And here's the part everyone underestimates. It's not slow, it's selective. The power is just enough that your technique matters. Bad inputs, you feel them instantly. Good inputs, the car rewards you like it's been waiting all day for someone who actually knows what they're doing. There's no fake drama, no artificial noise, no software trying to save you from yourself. It literally feels like the engineers who built it were all enthusiasts who fought through every corporate meeting just to keep this car pure. Most modern cars feel like products. The The GR86 feels like a passion project someone refused to compromise on. And if the MX-5 represents finesse, the GR86 represents bite. A harder edge, a more aggressive rhythm, a car that pushes back just a little enough to make you feel alive. But here's the thing, if you want that same purity with real muscle behind it, something that hits harder, accelerates faster, and still talks to you the same way, the next car takes this whole formula and doubles down.
If the GR86 is the scrappy underdog, the BMW M2 is the bare-knuckle brawler of this story. Compact, aggressive, and shockingly old school for a car built in 2025. On paper, it looks like every other modern performance car. Big power, big numbers, big attitude. But the moment you slip behind the wheel, you realize something's different. The M2 doesn't feel like a digital weapon. It feels like a machine designed by people who still understand the thrill of being slightly out of control. This car has muscle, real, usable, rear-wheel muscle, but it delivers it with the kind of analog honesty you don't expect anymore. And if you want the full hit, there's only one way to drive it, the 6-speed manual. That gearbox transforms the M2 from a quick car into a connected one. Suddenly, you're not just shifting gears, you're part of the process. The throttle, the clutch, the weight transfer, the bite point, everything syncs up like a conversation between you and the car. Long-term reviews praise its steering for being direct and confidence-building. They call out the brake feel, sharp, predictable, easy to modulate, the kind of thing enthusiasts drool over because it lets you place the car exactly where you want it. It doesn't drive like the sanitized BMWs everyone complains about. It drives like a rebellious leftover from BMW's glory days, the era when driver involvement mattered more than screens, sensors, and driving modes. The M2 feels like the company accidentally let one last real driver's car escape the corporate filter. It's raw when you want it to be, composed when you need it to be, and alive every second in between. But for some people, even this isn't enough. Because the truest believers say a driver's car only reaches its peak when the whole experience feels one step away from a pure race machine. And that's where the next car enters the picture. If the BMW M2 is the brawler, the Porsche 911 GT3 is the masterclass. This isn't a car that talks to you. It shouts, whispers, and screams every single detail of the road straight into your hands. Car enthusiasts often call it the best steering car on sale, and that's not hyperbole. Every bump, every texture, every ounce of grip is transmitted almost directly to your palms, unfiltered by electronics or heavy safety nets. It's not just connected, it's nakedly honest. The GT3 suspension is tuned for maximum feedback, track-honed but perfectly at home on real roads. Every corner is a lesson, every apex a conversation. If you think modern cars can't feel alive anymore, the GT3 is your proof that the ultimate analog experience still exists. You can feel the engine's pulse in your chest, the chassis bending slightly under your command, the tires scrabbling for grip like they have personalities of their own. Nothing here is diluted. Nothing is fake. It's all mechanical poetry at high speed. And yet, as extraordinary as it is, the GT3 also proves a harsh truth. You don't need brute force to feel alive. In fact, sometimes raw weight and balance make more difference than horsepower ever could. The real magic isn't the engine. It's how the car flows with the driver, responds to the slightest input, and refuses to hide behind tech. That's what separates a true driver's car from a shiny, numb, overbuilt modern machine. And speaking of weight, the next car shows how feather-light engineering can make a car feel almost telepathically alive. If the Porsche 911 GT3 is the king of pure precision, the Alpine A110 is the poet of lightness. This isn't a car that bullies you with brute force. It's a car that whispers to your hands, rewards finesse, and punishes laziness in the most elegant way possible. Ultralight chassis. Every gram counts. You feel the car pivot, rotate, and respond almost before your brain processes the move. Mid-engine balance. It isn't just stable, it feels alive, like the car's hips are twisting in perfect harmony with your inputs. Real road tuning. Bumps, textures, and imperfections are amplified, not dulled. Every crevice in the asphalt tells a story, and the Alpine translates it straight into your palms. This is a car that chooses agility over numbers. Power figures and lap times, secondary. What matters is the connection between you, the steering wheel, and the road. It's a modern interpretation of a classic driver's car: light, communicative, unfiltered, and utterly addictive. Every corner feels like a conversation. Every throttle input a test of precision. You respect it, and it rewards you with flow. You cheat it, and it slaps you back instantly. The Alpine A110 proves that driver engagement isn't about horsepower, it's about engineering the car to move with you instead of for you. And now the question looms. If all 5 of these machines are alive in their own ways, which one truly deserves the title of the last real driver's car? The answer isn't that simple. Here's the truth. There isn't just one. The era of pure analog driver-first cars is shrinking, and these 5 machines are some of the few survivors. The real last driver's car isn't about model names or price tags. It's about which car still puts you, the driver, first. The one that rewards skill, exposes mistakes, and makes every corner, every shift, every pulse of the road feel alive. The ones that refuse to hand the fun over to software. And here's the kicker. These cars might not exist for much longer. As technology continues to insulate drivers, replace feedback with algorithms, and prioritize efficiency over feel, every MX-5, GR86, M2, GT3, or Alpine A110 becomes more valuable than the sticker on the window. So ask yourself, did we already pass the peak of true driving? Or are we living in its final golden hour, lucky enough to experience it before it vanishes? If you felt your pulse race while watching this, hit that like button, show your passion for real driving in the comments, and make sure you subscribe to the Car 247 for more videos that keep the spirit of analog driving alive. Remember, real cars talk, real drivers listen, and here we celebrate both.